Coming up next.
There's like a season that this person's going through and just literally saying like, I want you to like verbalize the blessings that you've walked through these last few months, even though that was actually one of the words she used. I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm so overwhelmed. And so we went and grabbed the miracle moments, the blessings that even she was able to recognize that came from something that didn't go well, but good came like it's Romans 8:28.
Yeah. Yes.
Turn, there's that turn again.
Uh-huh.
Turn, turn,
Yes.
turn. All things
Yes.
for good, right? So it's being able to even take a moment, and it can be really challenging to kind of do that on your own unless you're
Mhm.
really intentional about it.
Yeah.
So this is just a reminder. Go put a reminder on your calendar once a week to just say, just wow, write down some wow moments, write down some little God winks that, he brought you to the word. And oh my goodness, this verse that has been highlighted to me. Oh my goodness, this friend of mine just shared it with me. And you look at this bowl of water and muck, you got to shake it up. So
Yeah.
somebody needs to get shaken up a little bit. I'm shaking you up a little bit, and we're gonna just pull out the gold. So go find like a gold nugget over this past week. Go find gold nuggets every day. Like, don't
Mm-hmm.
let a day go by that you don't find a gold nugget.
Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast with coach, encourager, and strategist Anna McLaughlin. If you're a Christian woman who has big dreams rooted in an even bigger God, but most days those dreams feel completely out of reach, trust me, I get it. As a homeschooling mama of 4, entrepreneur, investor, and all around wearer of many hats, I am right there with you. And yet the Lord invites us to live out our God-given purpose now in the midst of the madness. So let's explore together how we can know our calling and walk in it today with clarity, with courage, with each other. It's time for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. Let's do this thing.
Hello, friend, and welcome to this latest episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. I have Kristin Kurtz here, and I'm so just ready, delighted to share her with you. Kristin, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. It was so fun to have you on my show last week, and we're like, oh, wow, we need to know each other more.
We need to know each other more. I
Yeah.
know we do. And she lives in a world I lived in long, long ago up in Minnesota. And so we got to
Mhm.
connect on that. And just was such a delight being on Hope Unlocked on your podcast and getting to see literally, oh gosh, I mean, friend, I wish you could be there. Every few seconds, she was like ducking her head down to see an eagle flying outside the window. It was so wonderful. So,
Yes.
so that's what we're going to talk about is the gift of joy, finding joy in the midst. But lead us
Mhm.
in, Kristen, a little bit to just who you are and what lights you up.
Yeah. Well, the Lord ultimately calls me a woman of wonder. So that's like the essence of Kristin Kurtz.
Yes.
And everything I do kind of flows from that. And but ultimately the doings are I'm a mama. I have two young men who are 17 and 20, and they're miracles. They literally are miracles. My husband and I, we've been married for, see, we have to do math again.
I know this
20
math.
24 years, and we will be together for like 30 years as of next month, which is how is that possible? I have no idea. I've been on a wild journey, literally a wild and crazy journey. Like my life, if I look at it and look back, I'm like, wow, God, like I sit here almost every day going, but God, like I can't make up where he's brought me. I could never have planned it. The ways he's kind of recreating me, but bring me back to actually the essence of who I really am that I got
Yeah.
lost in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the short of the long of who I am.
Mm, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So take me to just those moments that I got to experience for just an hour of you finding all these blessings. Is that, have you kind of always been that way, or has this been a process before the Lord to come to that place of life's a
Mhm.
gift?
It was definitely not like this, like all my life. Not at
Mm,
all. No, it was actually not wanting to honestly live for much of my, up until I got saved at 25 from addiction. So
Mm.
it has been a process, and you might see me like look up because I start
We're here for it. We want all, take
seriously.
us with you to enjoy
Yes.
all the wonder.
So I'm wearing this sweatshirt today, apparently on purpose. It says Dream on Dreamer. So I want you to like, as I'm talking, just kind of open up your like mind to dreaming more because that's what he's teaching me, even my own walk. So I would say it was probably, I would say 8 to 10 years ago that I really started getting reactivated. Because as a child, the wonder in me, the wonder girl, the
Hmm.
the girl of wonder, like got shut down a lot. I had a lot of questions. I was very curious. My voice got shut down a lot in school. I asked why a lot. I just wanted to know the deeper meanings behind things.
Hmm.
So it was probably, like I said, around that time in the mids of the tens, 2010s.
Yeah.
And I just really started getting just activated in that. I remember a mentor saying, see him in the details when I was
Mm.
going through a very challenging time. And all I could see was, these continued years of challenges, like talk about overwhelmed to overcomer. Like
Yeah.
my heart was just so overwhelmed with like sadness and grief at times that it was just hard to see through. Like if you imagine wearing sunglasses, it was just kind of
Mhm.
dark all the time.
Yeah.
Not all the time. And I don't want to say that I was just in that dark place all the time, but it was just really hard to see like a way out of certain things. It was hard to
Hmm.
see his hand on things, because in my analytical side of my brain, I just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So in that process, um, I would say a big part of that was just learning to slow down. I
Mm.
was moving so fast. Like my kids were in sports, I was working a full-time job, having a business. So the thought of like going outside and meandering, just it really wasn't a thing. Like if I was going outside, I was going running and I was going to make sure I got my workout in and I'm burning lots of calories. I'm not paying attention to things. I'm not paying attention to the things that I feel like God was trying to tap on my shoulder for many, many years.
Hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So I started seeing things beyond what I'd ever seen before, and I was just mesmerized by even like I think the first little creature that kind of reignited me was a butterfly. And just they're like showing up in little times where like I have so many little stories about it that I won't get into all of them, but and just getting deeper into their transformation journey and feeling like I was on that journey of like actually getting my wings, like coming
Hmm.
out from being like a ground dweller to being like,
Yes.
we're going to come up in the sky and we are going to soar and we're going to see things from a new perspective.
Hmm.
So it's just a really fun journey. And yeah, so that I'll leave it at that for now.
So, and I just want to pull on one little thread where you said, well, I started even looking into how butterflies transform.
Hmm.
And the Lord brought me to that in my 20s ish, somewhere in there, that like they melt down, right? They become literally
Yeah,
liquefied.
for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Like they
Uh,
completely liquefy.
yeah.
And I
And they're
always
utterly
wonder,
reformed.
the wonder in me. Like, what are they thinking when they're in there? Like,
Oh
is
gosh.
their brain like going, where's my body going? This is just the way I
Hmm.
think. Like, where did my legs go? I had how many legs and now
Oh my
where
gosh.
are they right now? Like, are they
Uh-huh.
floating? How is this working? How is this gonna work? It doesn't look like this is gonna go very well for me. It's very dark in here, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, and um the level of trust that's required. you're making me think about that of just like, and they don't even think about it, right? It's just innate in them of just, okay, now I wrap myself in this dark
Yeah.
hole that maybe I'll never get out of,
Right.
and then they liquefy. And I
Yeah.
think we go through those things, but we're like, oh no.
Right. Right. And then we think, well, we'll never get out. And we're thinking a lot.
Hmm. Yep.
I can't help but think the butterfly has to think,
Yeah. Yeah. Although, where is their
right?
brain? I mean, that's a little bit of a side
I know.
conversation, but
But so the thing with I don't know if you've ever looked at a cocoon before, but for a monarch cocoon, it's like there's this gold like thread that goes around it. Have you ever noticed that before?
I don't know that I've seen a monarch because I don't think where would they lay their cocoons? Anyway, I mean, I'm close enough to a city. I haven't really gotten
Yeah.
to see a monarch or known that it was a monarch, but I've seen like the
Yeah.
green ones. So there's gold.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look really close, I had the privilege the last couple summers, like literally outside of my window, there was four cocoons lined up again on the fence. Like, it was just there, and I got to watch the whole process to the point of even like being able to hold one of them. One of them fell, like, and my dog would have gotten it, so I rescued it.
Oh, like, of
Um,
course this happened to you. You had 15 eagles visit you in an hour last week. Of course this happened.
yeah, so it's just been, and I feel like, just to kind of parallel that with our lives, just even in that journey of me learning like restoration, that was a word that he gave me that year in particular. Yeah, so we have these parallel journeys, and I was starting to recognize that in in watching this whole process of the
Yeah.
butterfly. And I do feel like even since that point, he's kind of brought me back in, and I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm going back into a cocoon season again.
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
I'm going back. I'm going back into a cocoon season, and I do feel like we need those seasons of some hiddenness to,
Yes.
if you know about the butterfly again, we'll go back to that, but it's
Mhm.
like their DNA is intact. And when I told you guys about like being, um, I'm basically being put together in the way that I was supposed to be, but there was a lot of things that hijacked who I was created to be, and I'm coming back to that place that he called me into. So the
Hmm.
butterfly has to have that time.
So take me there because what you're describing, I feel like so often that's the thing we most fear.
Hmm.
That call to hiddenness, that call to melt down. And I love what you said of I'm becoming who I was meant to be, but
Hmm.
these other things got in the way.
Yeah.
And, there's someone who's listening who's in that place of feeling like I don't have control over where
Hmm.
I am. This
Hmm.
isn't what I would choose. And
Hmm.
somehow it feels like maybe I'm failing because I'm not producing, I'm not
Hmm.
creating results. Like I want to honor the Lord, I want to serve in his kingdom. And here this feels like such a fruitless time. Can you
Yeah.
speak to that moment, to the woman who's there, just feeling like my hands are empty?
Yeah.
Is this really better?
Yeah. Well, it really depends on like what are we equating empty to?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, maybe it was a little bit longer than that. The Lord was having me journal, like, Lord, what does success look like for me today in your eyes? Because success to the world is typically what? You guys can name it off. You could name, typically, it might be money. Success might
Mhm.
look like having it all together. Like, I'm on here today. I was like, Anna, like my eye is having some problems today, and most people probably would maybe quit. I don't know, and like reschedule, but I'm like, no, I'm showing up. So we show
Yes.
up. Success equals like showing up no
Yes.
matter what, right?
Mhm.
And that's a word for me today. Like I'm showing up despite. Like that is success. I'm gonna get to the end of the day and be like, I didn't say no to the things I was called to do today, even though
Yes.
there's things that look off.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. And it gives the rest of us permission.
Hmm.
I can't remember. Oh, so as you and I were talking about, you were like, "Yeah, I know you go on video, and so what do you think?" I'm like, "Yeah, if it's fine with me, if it's fine with you, it's fine with me." And it reminded me. Because as we were talking, I was also like putting on my makeup at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or 2 o'clock, I guess it was 2 o'clock.
Right.
And, the house is a mess. We don't have a dish to eat on at this point because they're all dirty and everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was remembering how a friend of mine said to me years and years ago, she said, Anna, you are, you're the girl that makes everyone else feel better about their own life.
Yeah.
And like I've shared that with a couple people and they always react like it's an insult, but I loved it. When I heard it, I was like, that is my life's call. That right
Yeah.
there is to lift the veil and go see,
Yeah.
and we just move forward. And I feel like it gives such permission to go,
Yes.
okay, all right, I don't have to wait until I've gotten these things that I'm really struggling with
Yeah.
kind of buttoned up.
Yeah.
It's today. Today's the day I've been given.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we all can just step into that place. It's going to look different for everybody, right? We just happen to be on a podcast where this is going to be seen. I'll never forget like when the Lord was calling me to start a podcast, and I've said this. I am not the epitome of somebody that would look like they would have a successful podcast. Like I don't have a rap sheet of whatever it is that you think you need to have a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what I do say is like if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Hmm.
Like it gives like it gives permission. Like people call me the real and raw girl, and this is like I was telling you earlier, like this is a whole different level. I can't wear
Yes.
makeup right now because I've got like this sty thing going on. Like I literally can't wear makeup. But you don't have to wear makeup to show up,
Yes.
right? So I, like you, I say, if I can do this, like, and I can do it in a way that's just me authentically showing up and letting people share their stories because it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
And we're very similar in this. Like we are looking to the ones who are listening in to help set them free.
Yes.
And if this sets you free today, to just go out and show up. It's so wild. I'm just being reminded of this. So I do have a business, and I remember somebody years ago saying if you were to like wear makeup and, wear nicer clothes, you'd probably be more successful.
Mm. If you were other than you are,
If you just took it up a different level,
uh-huh, play the part,
didn't
fake the
wear like a
thing,
hooded sweatshirt that has words on it,
uh-huh, uh-huh,
and maybe wore like a suit jacket and it tried to be a different butterfly that I wasn't created to be.
uh-huh.
And I'm not putting anybody down who I want to just preface that. If you wear a
Mhm.
suit jacket and you wear makeup, please don't hear me that there's something wrong. But for me personally, like this is how I'm 95% of the time called to show up.
Yes. Yes. And it extends a different invitation. Well, and that takes us back again to that, that definition of success. Like in
Mhm.
whose eyes,
Right,
and by what metric.
right.
And yeah, I've been I've been in the prophets in my scripture reading, and it's just nation after nation after nation that looked good and strong and wealthy and successful, and their time has come.
Hmm.
And the the declaration against them by the Lord was that they didn't live the life he called them to live. They did not do what he had called them to do. And ultimately, um, that's really the only metric of success that's going to matter for any of us one day. And today, it's what matters today.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
mhm.
So like focus on one day at a time.
Yes.
Really. I think that's really a key for somebody today is yes, we can make the vision because I've got vision. I've got very eagle-eyed vision, like
Mm-hmm.
I can see far and I see things, but we have to like really just focus on each day and like if we have interruptions, maybe people come to us or you get a call or you're at the grocery store and somebody needs a word. Like,
Yeah.
don't be so focused on running too fast that you're missing it
Mm. And so often those interruptions are the assignment. Like
completely.
that's why you went to the store to begin with.
Yeah. That's why
Hmm.
on Fridays, this is part of my when I left corporate almost 5 years ago, I just decided like I'm not gonna have calls open on Fridays. Like I have my calendars blocked. I do once in a while do like some one-off calls, but I have it kind of my open like, oh, I've got time if I go to the grocery store and I'm there for like 2 hours. I don't have like an appointment coming
Hmm.
up. And to just have that time to somebody gave me this little sign. We'll just show you. This is like my Friday. Can you see what it says?
Oh, born to dilly-dally.
So I'm coming into the fullness of, and I'm not, I want you guys to hear me. I don't think I'm like, "Ooh," but
You're
I
not,
just,
yeah, you're not literally a butterfly
you know what
just
I'm
floating around.
saying?
Yeah.
Like I do embrace the moment. Like I never lived like this before God woke me up and just had me to start seeing, and then I started seeing eagles all the time in 2019, all the
Yeah.
time. I had never seen an eagle outside the zoo until
Hmm.
that year, and I see them all the time now.
Yeah.
And one of the funny things somebody had said to me was like, well, how do you see them all the time? And I said, well, the first thing you have to do is look up
Yeah.
what are we in our society now. And I do it too sometimes. I'm not saying
Yeah.
on purpose,
Like we're
people.
we're in our phones and
We're
we're
in
in
our
our, yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
just staring at our belly buttons all day long.
right. Like the navel gazing. It's like, no, no,
Uh-huh.
no, we gotta like the Lord had a little Kristin hashtag. It's chin check. Chin check. Keep the chin up, right?
Oh,
Keep it up, keep
yeah.
it up, keep it up.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just fun. Even today I was leaving a coffee shop with a friend and just happened to look up and there's an eagle and it came over and she was almost crying. Like
Oh,
like it like came
yeah.
over and I was like, oh, hello.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a lot of fun.
Oh,
It's just fun. God is fun. He is
he
actually
is.
fun. Like he's not fun. He's actually fun.
Like he created fun
He
and
did.
he created that wholesome fun that just feels good all the way through. Like that's from him. And
Hmm.
how often, and this is really when we talk about overwhelm to overcomer, like the arc, the journey, that
Yeah.
invitation. It's not steps to take and it's not, just these are the holes that are missing. It's about going before the Father.
Hmm.
And you're such a gift to me, Kristen, in your invitation, because as a former lawyer, as kind of a, by like functionally basically an only child, like my version of coming to his feet is so often kind of earnest and sober-minded. And my husband is my and my children are my gifts to remind me daily to see the wonder around and to not take myself or others so seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Be-
journey.
yeah, and but like there's so I think about this was probably 2 decades ago. I heard a talk by Beth Moore where she was talking about two different things. I can't remember if they were spoken at the same time or not, but she first talked about an employee who to whom she gave a Christmas bonus. And the woman was so effusive in her gratitude, like kept coming back. I can't tell you how much this blessed me. We had such need, and this has been such provision multiple times coming back to just express her gratitude. And
Yeah.
Beth Moore goes, "It blessed me so much, I gave her another one."
Oh, oh my gosh.
Isn't that sweet? And
Yeah.
then I've got the two connected in my mind, but probably spoke about at a different moment. But she talked about going to this wildlife or just a mountain retreat. I don't even know
Mhm.
if it was wildlife related. And she asked the Lord to see a moose. She's like, Lord, I would so love to see a moose. It would bless me if it would bless
Yeah.
you. And then for the rest of the weekend, like every time she turned around, there's like a moose at her window and a moose outside the door and just moose, moose, moose
Yes.
everywhere. It's so
Yes.
precious. And she's like, and you too could have a moose if you just
You
ask the
can have
Lord for
a
it.
yes. Truly.
So
You
sweet.
can. I mean, I don't know if you'd see a moose in the city, but
But the Lord may
you
bring you
never
somewhere to
know.
see a moose
You could
or,
see like a sticker. You could find a
I know.
moose sticker,
Yeah.
literally. Like
Yeah.
when I was working corporate, in that season of seeing butterflies, I had a
Yeah.
moment like this was like a wonderful moment where I was having a really hard day at work and I was just going down the stairwell because I would just take the stairs instead of the elevator just to get, movement in. And I got to the bottom of the stairwell and there was this butterfly sticker like in the building.
Oh.
And then I went outside and went for a walk because that's a big part of what I was starting to do at that time to just unwind and get outside and get some fresh air and just see what he wanted to show me outside. And I came
Yes.
back and the sticker was still there, so I grabbed it and I put it up on my wall at work. And then there was like another time where there was like a free table and there was this butterfly thing. Again, it was just all these words on it that I literally needed to hear at that time. So there
Oh,
wasn't a butterfly flying around the building,
yeah.
but he knows our hearts, like what
Yes.
makes it soar, pun intended.
Yes.
And, I've been at retreats at this place called Wilderness Fellowship, which is amazing. If you guys ever go to Wisconsin, and I'm not an affiliate, I'm just saying go to a prayer cabin, get yourself like in nature in the wilderness with nobody talking to you
Hmm.
and ask him. Like I asked like kind of like Beth, I'm like, I would really love to see some deer here today.
Oh.
And then there would be like these flocks of deer that would just show up. And I'm like, well, hello. And I have
Hmm.
conversations with these little creatures. And I know
Oh,
most people do. And if you don't, like, try it. It's fun.
yes. I love
Yeah.
that. Well, I think just I love, and I want to go here a little bit. You talked about leaning into the small.
Mhm.
And I had just a week ago, I had a coach a year or so ago that talked about a client of his who was just growing in compassion, and he was talking about, I feel bad killing bugs, and at the time I was like, I never really thought about that. And so there ends up being this bug in my car like a week ago, just this tiny little winged creature. And I opened up the window to see if it would fly away in our neighborhood, and it didn't. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, well, now we're on the highway. And so if I open my window, he gets sucked down and he's splatting into some car or whatever. And I'm like, I can't do this to this poor little bug. So I just was like, the kids are in the back seat, and Cora's, my oldest, is like, there's a bug in the car. I'm like, he's fine. And he just kind of hovered around the window right by where I was driving. And then we got out and got somewhere calm. And I opened the window and I'm like, he's half an hour from home, but
Yeah.
as the car drives, like but I hope he enjoys his new little place. And it's like, that was, it can be that little, right? And I
Yeah.
mean, I am not
Totally.
necessarily advocating for doing the same with like mosquitoes, right? Like there are limits,
Yeah.
but
Or spiders.
I actually love spiders. Is that weird?
Oh, no. I have that's a whole other story. Won't go there.
I weirdly enough, which I'm like, this is kind of an odd analogy, but that I say I'm like a spider, where it's like you come to me and then I send you out on one of the arms.
Oh, I
So
love that. I might look at spiders differently now. See, like we hear these things and then we're like,
yeah.
"Oh,
And they eat all the gross stuff, all the nasty like things that you don't want around.
look at
So
us helping these creatures go from overwhelmed to overcomers."
I know I should have put my podcast on for the bug. Be like, here, let me minister to you while you're here.
Well, I mean, look at how many movies are about bugs and,
Ah, uh-huh.
ants,
Yes.
all the things.
Uh-huh. Bug's
Mhm.
life.
Yeah. Yes.
But so like take me to this posture of small. Like what is it about looking closely
Mhm.
that kind of frees us from the overwhelm, brings us into joy?
Yeah. Well, last year, I was in a rough season, like a lot of things happening at once. I'm just going to share the verse that I want to share first before I
Yeah.
go there. Um, it's James 1, 2 through 4. And this one, I can't remember. I'd have to go back to my journal, but I think he like woke me up in the night and it just came. You know how you have those moments where it's like word drop. So it's count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. So I love that part where it said, all, count it all,
Yes. Yes.
small, medium, large, all of it. I mean, there was a season where I was finding dimes when there was like a
Wow.
time where things were really challenging financially.
Mhm.
And I would make a note of that in I have an app called Journey. It's my journaling journey app online. And I take pictures. I've got years of pictures of the little things, the little
Ah,
blessings, the little words that I see here. Like, the other day I had a call with somebody, and at the right a moment, she had literally was talking about a butterfly, and a monarch van drives by. And most people
what?
might not see that. So
Yeah.
it was like a little flit that I could have missed, but I happened to like look.
Hmm.
And I think that's really significant. So going back to that season and really impressing into those verses, that passage at the end of every day, um, in my little journaling journey app, I created this shortcut called 10 thankfuls.
Oh.
And sometimes we even have to be thankful for the eraser on the pencil when you have some days.
Mm-hmm.
If you gals know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When there's a compression of pressing, crushing, which produces oil, so we have to remember that. But we're
Yes.
going to have to
Yes. Uh-huh.
be like, wow, thank you to the person who created the eraser because I can erase this. Or
Hmm.
thank you for my ceiling fan so that I'm staying cooler.
Yeah.
Thank you for the spider who now I need to reframe.
No, I know. Now you're gonna
But you know what
start
I'm saying?
seeing sweetness in spiders. Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
just, like thank you, Lord, for because I love the sun and I honestly, you
Yeah.
guys, I get a little bit is the word persnickety? Is that a means
Oh
like
yeah.
like
Cranky. Yeah.
cranky, like hangry, but it's more like sangry, like sungry. That's a word.
Yeah.
We'll make that up today. And I just have to be like, okay, like what is wonderful about this day, even though it's missing sun for like 7 days in a row, and I am like
Mhm.
solar powered. Like,
Yeah.
what is a little thing that I can be thankful for? Oh, I saw the sun for 5 seconds today.
Hmm.
Thank you. That means
Yes.
it's still there.
Yes.
It's coming back. So it's just these little moments, hearing maybe your kid say something, sharing like some of these things with other people to help them see. Like one of my other little words he's given me is a wonder activator. So
Oh,
just
yes.
being able to testify to some of these things that maybe somebody would miss,
Yeah.
like the dandelions on my grass right now.
Mm.
I think they're pretty. My husband doesn't like them.
Oh, I love dandelions. And we're in an
I think they're
HOA, so
amazing.
like we're not allowed to have them, but I'm like, but I love them so.
Yeah, like and they actually have a lot of like medicinal effect,
Yeah.
medicinal
You
healing
can eat the
things.
whole plant and it's so good
Yeah,
for you. I know.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
And there they are. Little
they're
sunshine
there.
balls and
They're
then the little
they're
poofs.
so cute. I love
They're so
them.
cute. I know.
So, anyways, that's what I would have to say about the small. And it really isn't small. You can actually like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of what we read in the Bible, like I know this doesn't equate to it, but it's like last will be first, first will be last. Gideon's army was like 300. And
Yeah.
I think it started at like 30,000.
I think that's right. So first they sent home everyone that was afraid, and then I think the next step was how they lapped the water and if they
Right.
lapped it like dogs. And it was the smaller portion that lapped the water like dogs, and those were the ones that were brought in. And you're just
Yeah.
like, and how funny too. I think I've heard some postulations of what it is about that might have made them mightier men or whatever, but I wonder too, is it just like, did God just think that was hysterical to just be like, here's a way to separate them, you know?
Well, here's something that I heard recently, and it was really mind-blowing. So what happened was the ones that they like kind of drank like with their head chin check.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh,
they to be warriors, they had to have their chins up. They couldn't be looking down and not
oh,
seeing what was going on around them.
that's amazing.
Isn't that like oh, huge revelation?
Uh-huh.
And it's that chin check. So we'll equate that again, like keep
Keep
your
your head
head
up.
up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
Be on
it
the
reminds me,
lookout.
it's that too, when I think about chin check, keeping your head up, well, first of all, just physiologically, when we're like heads bowed and shoulders forward, that
Mhm.
actually creates a kind of depressive response in the body. And
Yeah.
so, sometimes when I have one child in particular that slouches a lot and also
Mhm.
has the hardest time emotionally regulating, and when there's a spiral happening, I'm like, okay, shoulders back, chin
Yeah.
up. Deep
Yeah.
breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, just and she, that's part of the turnaround. She doesn't like it, right? Like, what
Yeah.
does mom know? This is ridiculous.
Right.
But the other thing it makes me think of is that sweet little hymn, Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus, Look Full on His Wonderful Face. Like,
Mhm.
he's not down, he's
Yeah.
up. And so filling our, I think about as you're talking about, like, if when so often, I think about when you were talking about that season where it just felt you were wearing sunglasses. For
Mhm.
me, that so often comes when the problem is filling my whole gaze. And
Yeah.
so everywhere I look, all I see is the one problem.
Mhm.
And yet when we get really close and zero in on the tiny little blessings right in front of us,
Yeah.
that feels like that key you were talking about before we got
Yeah.
on the podcast about the turkey feather,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
turning the key, right? That feels like the key to unlock that
Mhm.
place of practicing his presence, because now we can't even number the blessings around us if we really get clear, And
Right.
even in our losses, it's like, thank you that I had that person, or I had that situation, or I had that
Mhm.
provision for so long that I
Yeah.
maybe didn't recognize as a blessing until it left my
Right.
hands.
Right. Yeah, I
Mhm.
actually did that with unexpectedly, like with a client yesterday. There's like a season that this person's going through, and um, just literally saying, like, I want you to like verbalize the blessings that you've walked through these last few months, even though that was actually one of the words she used. I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm so overwhelmed. And so we went and grabbed the miracle moments, the blessings that even she was able to recognize that came from something that didn't go well, but good came like it's Romans 8:28.
Yeah. Yes.
Turn, there's that turn again.
Uh-huh.
Turn, turn,
Yes.
turn. All
Yes.
things for good, right?
Hmm.
Um, so it's being able to even take a moment, and it can be really challenging to kind of do that on your own unless you're
Hmm.
really intentional about it.
Yeah.
So this is just a reminder. Maybe, I don't know, go put a reminder on your calendar once a week to just say, ah, wow. Just
Yeah.
wow. Write down some wow moments. Write down some little God winks that, he brought you to the word. And oh my goodness, this verse that has been highlighted to me. Oh my goodness, this friend of mine just shared it with me.
Yeah.
Like, and it's connecting all these little I always loved connect the dots when I was growing up.
Me
Like,
too.
like
Uh-huh.
just
I like
seeing
the
these.
adult ones. They're fun.
Yes. And there's even like, well, there's all these other fun things you can do too. But yeah, just being able to really it's extracting the gold. If you think of if you've ever panned for gold before, I love panning for gold. It's not like I do it all the time, but I did it when I was a child. And you look at this bowl of water and muck,
Mhm.
you gotta shake it up. So
Yeah.
somebody needs to get shaken up a little bit. I'm shaking you up a little bit, and we're gonna just pull out the gold. So go find like a gold nugget over this past week.
Mhm.
Go find gold nuggets every day. Like, don't
Mhm.
let a day go by that you don't find a gold nugget. A God
Mhm.
nugget. Ooh, that's a good one. A God nugget. I'm gonna
Ah,
write that
God
down.
nugget. I like
Okay.
that. You and your word art. I
I
love
know.
it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay. And so someone who's like, yeah, I've been looking down,
Hmm.
set a reminder on their phone to
Yeah.
look up.
Hmm.
I'm gonna invite you to set it every day. Every day. And maybe in the slump times, like when I was working as a lawyer, 2 o'clock was always my cookie break. I went and got a
Oh,
chocolate chip cookie, 2 o'clock
oh,
every day.
yeah.
And it was also my moment to look around and see. And I was in the city, so sometimes there were um uh sorry.
That's okay.
I was in the city, so often there were people who needed some encouragement, needed a
Hmm.
hand. And so maybe it's that time that there's kind of a slump.
Hmm.
And whatever that time of day is right before the kids get home or the dinner hour or right after bedtime or first thing in the morning to
Yeah.
look up, chin check,
Yeah.
to see what beautiful thing has he graced you with. And you know, just that moment of when we're effusive in our gratitude and praise, just like that
Hmm.
little story I talked about with
Yeah.
Beth Moore before, where it's like that gratitude was so effusive, she
Yeah.
gave the woman another bonus,
More.
right?
Yeah.
When we thank the Lord like that and say, "Thank you so much. What a sweet
Yeah.
moment."
Yeah.
He's our Father. He wants to respond to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I do believe that, you know, when you start even just asking for some of these things, just Lord, activate the wonder in me, you
Yes.
know? He's gonna show you things. Like, what do you love? Maybe you don't even know what you'd love to see. Like, sit down
Yes.
and ask him, like, what do I love? Like, what do I actually love?
Hmm.
Because there's a rediscovering process, especially if you've been in an overwhelmed state. Like, again, we have this opportunity to just really lean in. And I believe there's going to be an overflow. Some days I can't even keep up with all of the outpouring of things. And it's like, and I will tell you, there was a time probably 7 years ago where there was so much happening. And I'm like, I can't keep up. I got to process and I got to journal this and I've got to I think he just wants you to experience it. Like if you're
Hmm.
at a birthday party and you're under a piñata, you're not going to go look at all the ingredients of the candy that drops. You're just going to, enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. Grab what you can
Just
and
enjoy it.
yeah,
And yes,
have
you
fun.
might want to process some of the, things that come your way on a continual basis and pray about it. And I'm not saying don't do that, but there are going to
Mhm.
be seasons of overflow. They're going to come your
Yes.
way for sure.
Mhm. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, and I think about moments that blew my mind 20 years ago. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, Kristen, but then you dig up the old prayer journal and you read through and you're like, oh, well, obviously, right? Like, obviously, that's how God is, or of
Yeah.
course he did that thing. But like, it becomes a part of who we are.
Hmm.
And so I love that of just letting it flow over us and okay, this is changing me even if I'm not processing it and going through all the steps and
Right.
digging into the meaning. It's still changing me and I'm becoming more of who he created me to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen.
Mm.
So good. It's fun.
It's fun.
The sun is coming out now.
Oh, I love it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh, perfect timing.
I know. Love it.
Hmm.
Those who look to him. are radiant.
Yes. Mhm. That's right. Is there more to that? Like their faces will not be bowed down with shame, or am I splicing things together?
Yes, it's about, and when I hear that, it's like if you flip the script, it's like their faces will be filled with joy.
Yes.
If you flip the knot,
Uh-huh.
what is your knot? I
Mm-hmm.
will not be filled with shame. I will not. So what is it? I will be filled with joy. I will be filled
Amen.
with peace. I will be filled with the fruits of the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. And
Hmm.
all we have to do is look up.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, friend, thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was
Oh,
fun.
it was fun. Any final thing we missed? Any final word of encouragement?
Well, it's what I speak over myself every day is keep going.
Yes.
There's more. And there's an eagle. As soon as I say that.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, just keep
love it.
going. Like there's more in store for you. Like
Yes.
don't stop. Keep going. There are times to stop and pause and be still, but you're not called to be a bench warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, get in the game. Stay in the
Yes.
game.
Yes. You're
Amen.
here and he needs you, right? Good.
Absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And then, Kristin, how can my people connect with you?
Well, I'm on socials. If you go to Instagram, it's renew.wings, so renewings, if you catch that.
Oh, I love that.
And then Facebook on my website, it's Kristin, or no, it's not Kristin. It's new, New wings, spelled out, coaching.net. Like, what is my website again?
Yeah, I
So you
know.
can find me there, and then it has all the places you can find me through my website. So
And
yeah.
then your podcast.
And my podcast is Hope Unlocked, and you can
Mhm.
catch Anna's interview coming up very soon.
Yay. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
put that in the show notes too. That'll be fun.
Yes.
That'll be great. Depending on whose comes out first, I have no idea. We'll figure
I
that
don't
out.
either. We are going to figure it out. Oh,
Oh, Kristin,
thank
you're such
you.
a blessing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Mm. And to you, friend, just settle into this conversation. Kristin speaks with such a substance, such a steady, just groundedness. And so I just want to invite you to carry that sensitivity to the spirit with you and set a reminder on your phone to look for the wonder. There's nothing wrong with scheduling it. Schedule date nights, schedule time with your children, schedule wonder, schedule time for wonder, and look full on his wonderful face. Look up, chin check.
Mhm.
All right. Until next time, friend, you've got this because he's got you always, always, always.
Friend, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. So listen, the whole idea behind this mission is that when we endeavor to be brave with our lives, we need to do it together. Belonging is key. So if you resonated with the message from this episode, share it with a friend. Do it together. Thank you again. And until next time, never forget, you've got this because he's got you.